Bernie and Shane and Holton, #1 leadership in the world, to bring us the #1 opportunity in the world. Do you agree that we have the #1 opportunity in the world? I want to give a special thanks, of course, to my great friend, the reason why I'm here, my inspiration, Jose Luis and my Alan Rivas, Black Diamonds. Thank you very much. And of course, special thanks to their sponsors, become very good friends and inspiration in my life, great partners, Steve and Rhonda Martin, Black Diamonds. So, I'm going to roll back the clock a little bit about 10 years ago, about 8 years ago, here to start my story with OG. It all started with Jose Luis Rivas and my Alan, who I didn't know at that point in time. They were very successful business people living in Cancun, Mexico. And about 8 years ago, a little wind came through Cancun. You remember that? It was called Hurricane Wilma. Destroyed Cancun, destroyed Jose Luis's business. And it was downhill from there economically for Jose Luis and my Alan. They had to declare bankruptcy, and they find themselves, what do they do in life after being so successful? But Jose Luis and my Alan, they never lost that incredible sense of humor, that positive attitude that they had, and they started on the search of a new opportunity to get back their economic abundance in their lives. And that's when we met, and we decided to start a project together. And it didn't go quite as well. We were in that project for about 4 years. It didn't go quite as well for Jose Luis as he wanted to, although he was out there and he was really trying hard. He had a lot of bills to pay, so every month I'd be getting a phone call. And it'd be Jose Luis says, Grant, you know how hard I'm working. I really hate to do this. I promise this is the last time. Can you lend me $50? I need to put gas in my tank. Wow. And I would say, yeah, sure, no problem, Jose Luis. I know how much he was suffering inside, that he wasn't being able to provide fully for his family. And I said, yeah, no problem. And then like clockwork, the next month the phone call would come. It wasn't to invite me to play a game of golf. It was, Grant, hey, you know, I haven't paid the rent for 3 months. You're kicking me out. Can you lend me $1,000, buddy? And I said, yeah, sure, Jose Luis, no problem with that. So that went on for about 3 years with that monthly phone call from Jose Luis, right? And just no problem whatsoever. We're friends. We're going to get through this thing. Then finally, at one point in time, Jose Luis called me up really excited, and he didn't ask me for any loan. And I said, what's this about? He said, well, Grant, I think we got the opportunity. I think we got the opportunity of the lifetime. I met this wild, crazy Canadian fellow who came down to Mexico on vacation, and he gave me this sachet of coffee here. It's called Organo Gold. It's a new company, and I think it might even come to Mexico one day. And I said, what is it? And he said, it's coffee. And I said, it's what? It's coffee? And he said, yeah, it's coffee. And he says, is there a problem with that? And I said, yeah, there's a huge problem with that, Jose Luis. You don't understand. He says, well, what don't I understand? I said, well, you don't understand that everybody in the world drinks coffee. And he saw it as an opportunity, and I saw it as a problem, right? So I said, go ahead, Jose Luis, try that that coffee company, go ahead. And well, you know the story right now. Jose Luis is no longer in bankruptcy. He's a multi-millionaire with Organo Gold. So we know he was on the right side of that equation. But Jose Luis, it didn't take off for him, right in the beginning. It took some time. It took Jose Luis persistence and patience and going at it for 9 full months before he even got to Sapphire, okay? Most people, after being in the company for 9 months, are not even here anymore if they don't reach Sapphire. And Jose Luis taught me a big lesson at that point in time. Became Sapphire. It took 9 months to become Sapphire. And that means never give up, okay? Never give up. Follow the footsteps of Jose Luis. He couldn't quit at that point in time. Adriana and I, we even passed through Phoenix. He had been in Organo Gold for about 4 or 5 months. We passed through Phoenix. He says, you're welcome to come and stay at my house. We went over there, and we got into his apartment. He didn't ask me for any money. He was going okay with OG because he didn't ask me for any more money to pay his rent. And but we opened up the door, and there was no furniture. And we, okay, well, fine. We got out our camping mattresses and we camped inside his living room floor and looked inside his room, and they didn't even have a mattress because they couldn't afford one then. And but we know what that happened after 9 months, and then he became ruby, and then emerald, and then diamond, and then blue diamond, and black diamond. And in that time frame. That's when I started paying attention. Started paying attention to Organic Gold. Jose Luis invited me to come to Las Vegas, 2012. Project 50,000. That's when Adriana and I came here. That we sat out there somewhere, and we just got totally pumped up and realized that this was the opportunity of our lifetimes. So at that point in time, that's when I met Steve and Rhonda, and they were emeralds at that point in time. And Steve said, "What are your plans?" And I thought, well, I heard that maybe they're going to be opening up Asia in the next couple of months, and I think I'm going to go over there and start the business. And Steve said, well, why don't we go together? And I said, that'd be great. I'd love to learn from you, Steve. Why don't we go together? So we went over there for 40 days. We only knew one person in all of Asia between the two of us. And we went over there for 40 days to start our business, and after 40 days, we realized that we couldn't leave. There was a lot of enthusiasm, but we just couldn't go, so I called Adriana. She came over, and then that 40 days turned into another 40 days, and 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 finally, 400 days later, we were still in Asia, and now we have 9 diamonds between us in Asia. We traveled to Thailand, we traveled to Japan, we went to the Philippines, we went to Malaysia, we went to Poland, we went to Russia, we went to Siberia, we went to Ukraine, we finally ended up in France, and then we went to Spain, and then we went to Canary Islands, and then we went to Ecuador, and then we went to Canada, and then we went to the United States, and my goodness, it was just the most amazing year of our lives. I mean, it was amazing people, and opportunity, and trading diamonds, and went in Russia, and more diamonds en route. So it was a fabulous experience. And in New Orleans, 2012, at the last convention, along with my great friend Zarko from Europe, Black Diamond, we won the OG Road Warrior Award. So that was great. And so to be an OG Road Warrior, what does it take to be an OG Road Warrior? It is the #1 lifestyle in the world. Does anybody here want to know how to become an OG Road Warrior? Yeah? Okay, I'll tell you how you become an OG Road Warrior. #1, you've got to have positive mental attitude, PMA, positive mental attitude, okay? You have to know why you're here, the reason, the gasoline in your fuel to keep on going in those hard times. You have to know what price you're willing to pay. You have to overcome all those obstacles. It's getting pretty hot in here. I'm just going to take my jacket off if nobody is here. So, and you have to overcome obstacles, and then you have to believe. It's really hot up here in these lights. And then you have to believe. You have to believe in what? You have to believe in the company. You have to believe that this is the #1 opportunity in the world. You have to believe in your leadership. Just a minute. It's really hot in here. It's getting really hot. You have to believe that you have the #1 product in the world. You have to believe that you can actually do it. You are the reason why you are going to become an OG Road Warrior. You have to believe that you can do it. Mental attitude. Now you believe that you can do it. Next thing, you have to have the tools of the trade. What's the best tool that we have? Coffee. Oh, coffee. Can you repeat coffee? Coffee. You never leave home without this coffee. So you have coffee in your left pocket. You got latte in your right pocket. Oh, my ring's so big I can't get my Supreme in the back pocket. And then you got mocha in your other pocket. Oh, tea. Just hang on. Just hang on. never leave home without that positive mental attitude, without that belief, and without your coffee, right? So you go, you know, in the morning you get up, and then you go, you equip yourself with that belief, with that positive mental attitude and your coffee, and you start walking outside your home in your neighborhood. Go out the sidewalk, and then you're walking with the attitude of a road warrior, and you go down the sidewalk of your neighbors, and you knock on their door, and you say to them, you know, after a little bit of chit-chat, do you or anyone else you know drink coffee or tea at least occasionally, right? The 4 questions, right? Give them some coffee, call them the next day. You go out the sidewalk, and you go down again the road, and you have that attitude of road warrior, and you go and knock on that door, and you do the same thing. You do the same thing down the next neighbor and the next neighbor. You do not have to be on 74 airplane flights like we were last year. You do not have to be in 16 different countries. You do not have to go 90,000 miles 4 times around the globe. You too can become an OG road warrior right in your neighborhood. Okay, so I want everybody to repeat after me. I am an OG road warrior. 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 Thank you very much. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome to the OG stage, hailing from
Jamaica.
Wilson.